What? Jason Coleman was already on Patreon. Wait, why is my lighting so much different now? What is happening? Something just happened here. Okay. Is it because of the proximity to that? I'm guessing. How odd. Okay, hold on. Give me a second here. My lighting just like drastically changed. There we go. All right. All right, so anyway, let us get started here. Sorry, my camera was being weird here for a second. All right, so anyway, I'm hoping this looks okay. I feel it was so weird. Like 2 seconds ago, I had this going, and the lighting was great, and then it just like completely gave up on me, but I think we're doing okay now. Yes, we're alright. But anyway, let me go ahead and share this out real quick. What's up, Brian? What's up, Christian? Okay. Share it out to a group here. Okay, here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so hope everybody's having a good day out there. After much drama this morning. How funny. Oh wow, look, it's reporting I'm sharing the stream. All must be right in the world. So today I'm working on this Infinity O-12 miniature. You can see we've got some cool colors going on. Just some different work for you. Got a nice, cool, glowing visor as well. But we're gonna work on the non-metallic metal of the weapon here. We may branch out to something else, but I figured this would probably take about as long as I would need it to. Okay. Yeah, Scale 75 knows they messed up. They deleted that Kickstarter like, oh god. But I do love all the comments being like, don't people know history? Yeah, that's why people had a problem. That's hilarious. But anyway, the people have spoken and they listened. But yeah, and the fact that they did the Nazi doctor sculpt last month and got in trouble for it, it's kind of like, you know, my grandfather has a little catchphrase that I think is very, very smart. He said, A monkey doesn't hit its head on the same branch in the jungle twice. So, take that for what you will. But yeah, they probably should have learned their lesson earlier last month, but nope. All right, so we're gonna be working on the gunzo here. I'll get a little bit closer. I just really don't like how the contrast is blowing out the top of that helmet there, but yeah, I don't really know what the dealio is. Let me make my lighting a little bit less harsh. Like that. There we go. Camera likes that a little bit more. Okay. And of course, I'm hat clubbing it today, which should be a no-no. So what I'm gonna do first is just some like color blocking on the reflection on stuff, and then we'll do edge work and everything else like that. So. Hey, Sarah, how are you? I feel like it's been a while since you've been in here. Maybe not. I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen you. Aha, schedule changed. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Oof. Okay. St. James. Okay, well. Gotta kick them out of the group. Alright, I didn't realize that. That kind of sucks. That's fine. Just looking at who's left the Patreon since the beginning of this month. We lost 2 people. If you're talking about the Scale 75 one, it was because they had a Kickstarter that you could get resin Nazi war medals as a part of their really tone-deaf Nazi Kickstarter. So yeah, they shut it down for obvious reasons. Because they were too stupid to realize that's not a good idea. But this is the same company that stole art from artists and didn't give them credit or pay them, and same company that did the Nazi Doctor, the chibi Nazi miniature last month and got in trouble for it. So as far as I'm concerned, Scale 75 is just a bunch of morons, and they definitely do not have a place in this hobby. Whoever they're employing that seems to be so obsessed with Nazis, like, definitely should be fired. So, but yeah, it's all they can focus on. It's just Nazi shit. It's so dumb. Because, yeah, they did that U-boat one last year. That was, like, the same series. And it wasn't that bad, really, because there weren't, like, swastikas all over the place. And they weren't, like, glorifying Nazi war criminals. Which is what they were doing this time. And, yeah, they were convicted war criminals. So, like, it's whatever. But, yeah, there's a bunch of like, all kinds of really gross pro-Nazi people now posting on Scale 75's page being like, you never should have done it. Oh, these people are destroying history. They want to erase history. Like, no, that's not what people had a problem with, you dum-dum. It was the fact that you had Nazi war medals as a reward. Jesus Christ. It didn't get more obvious than that. But yeah, they lost a ton of respect, so. A bunch of painters are never going to touch their stuff again, so they've already hurt their reputation pretty bad. Oh, but yeah, Christian, I saw your comment. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Obviously, people don't stay on the Patreon forever. It's just, if multiple people drop in 1 month, that just means I need to hustle to get them replaced so that I can keep making money and surviving. So, as long as I don't start a Nazi Kickstarter, I think I should be okay, though. But yeah, Kickstarter was going to shut that down anyway. You can't really get away with that once it starts getting reported. If there's any kickback, they're just like, nope, you're out. See it. Now the tip of this brush has a little bit of a wild hair going on. So we'll have to break that off here in a second. I wonder why the color balance keeps changing like that too. It's something I changed a bunch of settings on my camera yesterday before I took some photos, and it has permanently goofed that up. I feel like my camera's just out of control. Yeah, so the color scheme for these guys are typically blue and gold. And I definitely did not want to be painting them all like Space Marines because I just don't like that color scheme. So you can see the scheme I've got going on so far. Even though my lighting is messed up, I'm not sure what happened to me. Look, even now, I just cranked down the light and it's still just blowing that out of proportion. I'm wondering what's doing that too. Hold on. But, so you can see it's like that nice sort of fade transition from the deep magenta to brown all the way up to sort of that, just really it's like a tan. It's like a warm gray. And then, of course, the visor with glowing green. And then the weapons are just going to be this sort of lighter color. And then all the other details are going to be like rust brown. So really, really reddish orange leather. But I feel like it's a pretty cool scheme. Like I said, they are supposed to be like blue and gold, but I just really wasn't feeling blue and gold. So kind of driving me nuts. Oh, I wonder if it's because of that. That's definitely better. So that's better. That's a better representation of the colors there. Definitely really happy with that effect on the visor. I'm thinking that looks really, really awesome. But yeah, this is my mini, so this is my faction here. It's not client or anything. Dang it. Shouldn't have put the brush there. Should have known better. Clean that up. I shouldn't be a part of Hat Club today, actually. Should take that off. Sorry, I was reading more massages. Okay. Just taking my time. There's not really a lot of finesse in this other than just doing it. Yeah, it sounds terrible, Francis. Terrifying. Terrifyingly terrible. Is this Christmas music? What is going on? Wait a minute. I swear this is Christmas music. It is. No. We're not doing that. Christmas is after Thanksgiving. I'm not playing that game. No. Oh, wait, this is literally... Oh, this just came out. He just put this out. This is all Christmas music. We're not there yet. I'm not... Just give me a minute or two until we start playing Christmas music on here. But that's definitely dope. That's cool. It came out today. I was sitting there the whole time. I'm like, is this a Christmas song? All right. Well, that's nice. I can hang with that. So I wonder how I should push this up here. Let me see. Hey, JB. Halloween is over, baby. Did I say Halloween, Brian? I said Thanksgiving. Get out of here with that. Christmas starts after Thanksgiving. Chill. I'm not trying to yuck your yum or humbug your bug, all right? I'm just saying. You know, just chill out. Unless you're trying to buy me a early Christmas present, then you know, I mean, I wouldn't be able to say nothing. Actually, speaking of which, I just bought myself, I bought another Iwata HPCS today, so I'll be looking forward to that coming in the mail. I feel like I beat mine a little bit too far since it was my first airbrush, and it just needs to be replaced. So, I had a conversation earlier with David Higgins from Mini Grinder Studios, and he was asking me why I, went with another Iwata and not a Badger, which, I mean, I am working with Reaper, and Badger is working on a new airbrush with Reaper, but that being said, so I have a Sotar 2020. The Sotar 2020 is a really good machine. It's great for ultra fine detail. Oh, let's see what this dude says. Okay. Definitely not the person I wanted to see post ever. But, so, they make a Sotar 2020. It is a really great airbrush for fine detail work. It's like 0.2 millimeter needle. It's really great. And you can technically prime with it. You can use it for really, all the work that you would ever need, I suppose, if you needed to. However, that being said, it isn't necessarily the same as my Iwata, which also is a 0.2 needle. Now, the default Iwata comes with a 3 millimeter needle. It can also be upgraded or down, depending on what verbiage you want to use. You can also get a 5 millimeter size for larger work. But, so that's kind of the trade-off there, is that there's no comparable model like that. So, I do like 90% of all my airbrush work with the Iwata, and then occasionally if I'm tinting or if I'm doing something that needs like, really, really finesse, little parts, whatever, then I'll use the Sotar. But, so we have no idea really what the Badger one is. Now, I do know that it comes with 2 needle sizes, so he's probably cooking up something to compete with the Iwata HPCS Eclipse. But that being said, until I see it, then it is what it is. So I guess they had it at ReaperCon. I was too busy to check it out and test it. But yeah, so I have a brand new airbrush on the way. Can't wait for it to get here. I got it for $120, but I bought it straight from Japan, so. Well, Steven, 0.5 is better, but the 0.2 out of the Iwata still gives you a 2-inch atomization range, so it's great. It's perfectly fine. That is a ton of room for you to work with. So that's why I still think the Iwata is superior, because it gives you so much room to work with. And I mean, obviously, anybody can do really good work using anything that they're most comfortable with and they get used to. For me and my workflow, that is just where it's at. Just how all the cards fell. So let's back this guy out a little bit. I'm thinking that looks pretty cool. I just love how glowy the face looks. That was kind of what I wanted, was to be able to make the face look super, super glowy. And for the non-metallic metal to not be like crazy or anything, for it to just to be relatively simple. Hey, Peter. Peter! We still got to get your skin tone deal in, man. I was thinking about that the other day. I was going through old messages. And I was like, oh, we gotta schedule Peter in, because I definitely forgot. Not this weekend, of course. But yeah, so Badger's new airbrush is like under, I mean, if it's around that $100 price point that you can grab like the Sotar for, or the Badger Patriot, you know, whatever. If it's that same price point, then they immediately have a leg up on Iwata, because obviously the Iwata airbrush is a little bit more expensive. But, you know, on the high end, some Iwatas cost like $700 to $900 for like the super fine detail atomizers with like pressurized valves built in and all kinds of crazy stuff. But as miniature painters, we don't need that. We have no reason for any of those, but you know, they really kind of run the world when it comes to your like super killer, high-end, like medically accurate airbrushes, so. So let's do the inside of the gun gauge here, whatever this is, the silencer. The gun gauge? What even kind of word is that I just used? I'm sorry. I don't speak firearm language. I don't know. Typically, I'm a fantasy guy. But Infinity is now the game that I'm playing. Oh, well, that's a lie, too, because I play Cav. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Speaking of which, I get to see John, who is the guy that runs Talon Games tonight. He's actually in town, in Texas. I was going to leave town this evening for the funeral tomorrow, but John's in town. He's in town from out of state, so I was like, oh god, I guess I should stay so I can say hello and hi and how and, you know, all those things. Hello, hi, how? Did that make sense? Probably not, but we're clicking. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking, this isn't white, but comparatively by contrast, it appears to be really bright. That's a flash suppressor. Okay, Christian. Okay, Christian. Probably right. I do actually know what that is, though, because I play Insurgency. And if I don't have enough resource points to buy the compensator, I just buy the flash suppressor and go pew, 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 pew. Even though, well, that's not true. It doesn't do anything for noise. See? Okay, you know, I was telling you this brush was losing a hair. And you can literally see it losing the hair right there. You see it? See how goofy that is at the very tip? We gotta brighten it off. We're gonna have to bite that. Now it's gone. It's an industry secret known as biting your brush off. Kind of hard to know where you should place your brighter highlights on line work like this, since it's at an angle, but I mean, we'll just guess and pretend that we know what's going on in life. And I definitely went over that and I shouldn't have, so we're gonna fix it, don't worry. I feel like I should have known that. Let me see. All right. I need to get out this gunmetal color. Shout out to Cab. Speaking of Talon Games, gunmetal, of course, is like my favorite color that they put out through their Kickstarters. It's like the best blue that you can ever own. I feel like that is a part of the limited palette that I run, but I just don't really advertise it as such. Because it's, I mean, I don't think that's a color that's available forever, for, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure when it's gone type of thing. See, I'm gonna glaze over that I threw on there because it's a little bit too bright. We'll just pretend that I didn't do that for a minute. Okay, cool. And then where else did we need? There we go. Oh, right there. Fixed it. Okay, so I feel like we should break for some other goodies. So I'm thinking like maybe work on some of the stuff on the chest there. That way we can balance everything out in terms of contrast. Now this is gonna be a very orangey red. I had started off with red brick, which of course is like a purple, even though it looks like that. It really dries like a purple. So let me see. Oh, your Da Vinci's arrived. Yeah, well there you go. See, I'm not trying to steer people wrong. All right, I'm trying to be your ethical and spiritual hobby advisor. So again, if you want a really amazing brush. Now, this company supposedly sponsored me for a while, and then they shit the bed really bad, but Da Vinci Maestro Series 10 does make the best brush that you can buy. But I digest. So I'm gonna grab Rust Brown, and we're gonna be mixing it in with our lovely red brick, and then that should give us a very sort of weird orangey leather situation for the bags and the straps and all that good stuff. So. So I'm just going to be blocking this in here. Yeah, the Da Vinci size 2 is also really nice. You have to remember as well, the length isn't actually the size. So It's the diameter of the tip of the ferrule where all the hair comes out is the size. And then again, to remember, none of those sizes are actually like a thing. It's just sort of like industry speak for your brushes themselves. So 1 and a 2 and a 0, 1. Perfect. Nice. But yeah, so it's this part. This part right here is the actual size of the brush. It's that little diameter. So there's a lot of variables involved, obviously, but I love my Da Vinci's, man. I have spent so much money with them. Whoopsie-doopsie. Too much money. Now this is really dark right now, but it'll brighten up very quickly as I start to introduce the different layers of color here. Of course I say that and it's like barely noticeable. I don't want to go too fast though in terms of highlighting it up. I want to make sure I get the tone just right. I was telling somebody I feel like this color scheme is like Neapolitan ice cream. Because you've got your, here we'll back them out. So we've got the vanilla on top, right? So on top is your vanilla, and then you got your strawberry ice cream in the middle, and then you got your chocolate ice cream on the bottom. I don't know. That was just sort of the vibe that I got when I was sort of planning out the colors. I could show you the actual photo I used for inspiration as well. It's a really weird fungus that like opens up and looks like a Cthulhu demon, but the colors on it actually look like this. But yeah, I sent a message over to David Higgins at Mini Grinder because he always has like these really crazy nature photos that he uses for inspiration. And I was like, I need inspiration for this. And that is what he sent me. So, JV, this is just mine. Just mine. So if I'm painting something, this is just sort of the standard that I think is cool for my own tabletop use. Still looks good. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's good enough to lose a game. It's pretty much my expectation here as Sydney, my girlfriend, stomps me with her Shazvasti force. I'll say the terrain that came in this starter set is amazing. I ended up buying multiple kits of the terrain because it was just so easy, so simple. It's all essentially cardboard push fit, like so good. To this day, I've never seen a company put together something so economically viable. And it also comes with tokens made of the same material. I mean, hats off to them for a phenomenal product. But I'm excited to see the other terrain they make since they did it with this starter set. It's obviously going to be something that they're doing in the future, so can't wait to see more. Right now, CB's working on a Kickstarter for a dungeon crawler board game set in the same universe. I am not at all interested in that, though. They do have some good values if you're willing to wait and you play Infinity. They have some like little army packs for, I would say maybe like $15 less. 15 to 20 less than if you bought them, you know, individually. And then some of them too are like unique sculpts just to the campaign. So, you know, if that's your thing. But for me, I'm in no rush to collect this game. I'm just enjoying it as something different. My little Neapolitan ice cream squad. The podcast comes out tomorrow. I am about to edit that as soon as I'm done here. I really think it was a good conversation this week, so I think you guys should enjoy it if you've been listening along so far. Next week I'll have, speaking of David, I'll have David Higgins from Mini Grinder. So that'll be cool. I ended up hanging out and talking to him quite a bit on Discord today as well. Sort of talking about the whole Scale 75 fiasco and then other fun trash talking scenarios. Alright, so now I feel like any highlighting we do is really finally going to show up, so introduce much more rust brown. Here we go. Now it's going to start popping. If I need to highlight further, what I'll do is I'll mix this with a skin tone. And it should give me decent results without like ruining the pigment level with like if I was using white. White would obviously be a bad vibe because it would pastel it all out, and we already have pastel vibes for most of it. But there you go. So that's close to the final color that I'm looking for. What's up, Chris? Christian, nothing's gonna happen. I mean, all it is that they wasted all the time and money expecting that to be a Kickstarter campaign, because they're obviously not gonna be able to relaunch with that. I mean, they're gonna have to change probably like all the verbiage in the book. I mean, it's you never want to advertise Nazis as heroes. Like, that's literally insane. But so, you know, I doubt anything serious will happen to them. Now, they've lost my business forever, and I talked mad trash, and a bunch of other painters. If you follow a bunch of other mini painters, I'm not going to call them out by name, but you already saw today, a lot of us were all on board. We're like, we're done with them. So, but, I mean, they've gotten in trouble. I mean, think about it this way. Scale 75 got caught stealing artwork to make miniatures, and nothing happened. Like, they never said they were sorry. They never paid the artist. They never did anything. They were just like, yeah, we stole it. Do something. So, like, they're not a good company to begin with. Like, they're not artist friendly. They just, it is what it is. So, I mean, they have a track record of causing problems and nothing happening. So, that's it. And a lot of you that have been watching my stuff for a while also know the problem that I had with them. I put in a really big order, and they sat on my money for like 9-10 days and wouldn't respond to my emails until I was like, hey, I'm reporting this as fraud unless you give me a refund. And then it's just very weird because they were like, oh, well, the stuff that you bought actually isn't in stock, and we're going to have to ship it overseas, so it's going to be a couple weeks, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, give me my money back. Like, they were just going to ignore my messages until, like, they replied within minutes of me saying I was going to report it as fraud to get my money back. Like, they should have told me immediately that what I bought was out of stock, which already is like, hey, your website is pretty trashy if that's what's going on. But so, you know, I've had a bad experience with them in the past. I know a lot of other people have. And then a lot of people have had wonderful experiences. So it's just one of those things. It's pretty polarizing. Outside of the fact that they were making Nazi war medals for people, but it's cool. Some people like celebrating losers, I suppose. Not the choice that I would make with my free time. I liked the comments too that people were leaving in their Facebook message. They were like, wow, this PC culture is going to erase history. Okay. Because that's what people had a problem with. It's just so funny how people were missing the point. Like, they're just so dumb. Like, no one's trying to get Axis and Allies shut down, you know what I mean? It's because they're not celebrating it. Like, so stupid. Alright, so we got our little pouches there. Now, this is close to the final color, but this is what I was looking for. I wanted something sort of neutral, reddish, orangey brown to offset the light blue and the green. So I'll probably highlight this up even more orange, to be honest. I'll probably mix this with the skin tone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this color up a little bit more on some of these areas, and then we'll test one pouch with that brighter color, and we'll see if we think it looks okay. Alternatively, I could have gone with like a light blue or even a lilac purple with all the straps and bags, but I figured this was a safer choice, less garish, even though you guys know I'm all about using crazy color. This is relatively calm, I would think, in terms of some of the paint jobs that I do. So I'll finish up this area. Alright, so finished that little section of strapping. So now let's go ahead and test out a brighter highlight, because as is, it looks good, but it doesn't like pop off of the Mini as much. Here, I'll zoom out and we can pretend that we're looking at them from quite the distance here. And yeah, I mean, everything else is relatively crazy. It's just that needs a little bit more work. Oh, yeah, man. If you look at the people that were like, why was it shut down? You're like, okay. A lot of people that wear the same glasses Jeffrey Dahmer did. I'll put it that way. All right. We have fun around here. Oh, you know what? I could potentially use marigold yellow. Let's try that. I haven't used this color ever in my life, but I definitely bought 8 bottles of it. So maybe I'm the dum-dum here, but we'll find out just how dum-dum I am. So we're gonna test it on this top right TT pouch. So it's obviously not that intense. I mean, it's a bright yellow that I'm using on top of the brown, but the real trick is just making sure that we don't like overdo it too quickly, which I am for sure gonna do. But we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you guys let me know what you're thinking about that highlight. So if I back it out, it's obviously not done, but I mean, it makes it stand out, that's for sure. I don't know. Then again, this is just for me. I mean, this is just for me. This isn't like... I'm always so critical, and then if I'm painting for myself, I never just like sort of chill out. I'm never like, hey, it's only for me. It's okay. It doesn't have to look crazy, but... So how about I actually mix the two and do a little bit like... Do a little bit of this action here. So if I toned it down a little bit there and then highlighted it on top, I feel like it's fine. So I'll do the one next to it without the yellow highlight first, because we can also use the skin tone instead of yellow, and it should give us the same effect. It'll just be less saturated, obviously, but... What's up, Walter? Oh my gosh, today when you posted, it was so funny. So Walter posted, and what he meant to say was, while I obviously don't support Nazis, but his phone auto-corrected, and it said, while I obviously do, or while I do, or something. I was like, hey, you might want to change that. Oh, that was funny. But I mean, I knew what he meant, but I also, I mean, Walter's a client, so I was like, I definitely don't think this is what he's trying to say. The worst possible time for your phone to autocorrect betray you. I was like, damn phone. Damn phone, you're really out here just betraying people. Okay, so I think that's good. I think that color combo works. Why are you giving me attitude here? See how this is like... I feel like that's wavering and it's... Ah, I see. If I tilt it, it has issues. Okay, well, that's good to know. Hopefully I'm not about to kill this light. That would be an expense that would suck. But... yes, so I am pleased. I feel like that works pretty much okay for what I was aiming for. Not that I was aiming for anything. I was painting these without a plan at all. So yeah, I think this is a cool scheme. So we'll continue a little bit. And the majority of it was hand brush work as well, which is such a rarity. Well, Francis, the issue is that means it's an internal problem with like the wiring. Because when I got this lamp, it was during ReaperCon, and I definitely ran it into like 5 walls, so I know that this thing probably has some damage inside. It works just fine because I don't move it around, but anytime I have to adjust it, sometimes it like flickers on me. I don't know if that's normal, but I didn't treat it right. So it's my fault if there's anything wrong with it. And I'll probably buy another one anyway at some point, but still, it's $80. I don't necessarily have to throw around. And then of course I didn't buy the Amazon warranty, so stupid. Dumb. Whoops. Now, when I go up to Oklahoma for the funeral, I do get to give my dad the John Wick miniature that I did for him, because he told me to hang on to it, not ship it. But he's out of town right now. He's in New Jersey, shutting down a bank. So if he makes it home while I'm there, that'll be awesome, because I'll get to see him and see it. And I think he'll be impressed. I think he'll like it, and he'll probably put it in his office, which is cool, I guess. Yeah, I think this looks cool. Yeah, so this lamp actually connects in like one piece, and it's like a computer connector, if that makes sense. Like it looks like the whatever, like the little power plugs that you plug in from your power supply, like one of those little prongs or whatever. So I know it's definitely like a one connection situation, and that may be where it's a little bit wibbly wobbly and loose, but I'm not super concerned. I only get concerned when it's like, hey, this is for sure gonna break. But I do have tons of lamps. Like the trade-off is that if this thing dies, I have all the lights that I used to use to paint with, so I just gotta reset up my old setup. That's it. But so it's not an emergency if it happens, but I definitely will replace it if it breaks, because this is a great lamp. It's like the best lamp ever. But so it won't be the end of the world. Only slightly annoying. Okay. Okay. You thought poorly, because that's hilarious. Well, I mean, depending on the bank you use, I guess your money is a gamble, right? But nah, so my dad, when the FDIC needs to shut down a failing bank and like audit it completely, he gets a phone call and they're like, hey, we're shutting down banks, bro. And he's like, let me help you with that. So he does like executive level forensic auditing and like audit project management, I guess, would be really why he works with them, I suppose. But man, I just cannot get over how bright I got that visor to look. That is just so crazy, because everything else on this miniature is very muted. I tried to make sure to leave it, I mean, you can see my skin tone right here. So this is a very muted miniature. I kept everything really sort of dull. It's all really rich, but it's dull. So yeah, I mean, somebody's got to do that job because he catches dudes stealing money. So that's kind of the, you know. Our OT lights, well, yeah, OT lights are like super well known. Tons and tons and tons and tons of people use them. I just needed something big. So this light bar that's in front of me is 32 inches wide. So it works very well. Reminds you of a Genji. Man, Walter, if you've never seen Infinity Miniatures, they have a faction. So this guy is from the O-12 faction, which is new. And they're like space NATO, essentially. So it's like all the good human races came together, plus a bunch of robots or whatever. And as far as I understand, I mean, I'm a big dummy when it comes to Infinity lore, but that's sort of the vibe. But they have Yu Jing, which in the JSA, the Japanese sectorial army, and all this stuff. And those literally, it's like an entire army of nothing but Genji. So it's like all future robo-duders. Robo-samurai duders. Sorry, let me check my phone. My phone's going off. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need more coffee. I'm sorry if that made you yawn. Oh, look at all the people I got to ban from the page here that are pro-Nazis. That's cool. Give me a second. I'm going to start kicking people out of here. Because what a lot of people forget, I don't give a shit what you think about anything. Like, if you disagree with my page, then that's cool. That's cool. Like, I'm just going to ban you. I never have to hear from you again. You're not going to affect me. Like, cool, I hope you enjoyed your one little comment. So, let's see. This guy said that, so Josh Griffiths says that an entire Kickstarter that is about Nazi pilots in World War II is not about Nazis. Okay. Cool. You know, it doesn't take an IQ to post on the internet, which is unfortunate, but it's cool when people think they should. Or I shouldn't say it's cool, I should say it's cute. It's really cute that they think they're special individual little snowflakes. So let's finish up our straps. Now that we have our plan here. Oh, I need more of our marigold yellow. Marigold is what I feel like I'm saying. It's marigold. Marigold, sorry. Because I don't say mayor, I say mayor. That's like the southern, I don't know. Marigold. That definitely makes me feel like I have a southern accent. Oh, that's weird that I chose to do that. Okay. I just sort of spotted an area that doesn't make sense that I've been highlighting on one end and not the other, but you know what? No one's gonna notice, so it's okay. It'll be our little dumb secret. How about that? Let's see, we'll do the back here a little bit. Where no one ever in the history of mankind is gonna look. I wonder why the angle on this is so much different, or maybe I painted the angle like that? Wait a minute, I think I painted the angle like that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Dumbo eyes alert. There we go. Okay. I guess I gotta highlight this up. Only because it needs to match a little bit here. Alright. Now I kind of don't want to. I guess I have to. I was gonna say I kind of don't want to highlight that up as much as I did the straps on the front, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. It's all right. Just because this is larger real estate, so it doesn't make as much sense, but we'll do corners and such. Yeah, Chris, I know. People are dumb. Big old dummy dum-dums. Oh, are you talking about the guy that commented on my last post? The one that was like, they're releasing a project on the Luftwaffe in World War II, which literally is the Nazi Air Force. Yeah, no. So if it's on my page, then you can't delete stuff like that. What I'm just waiting to see what his reply is so I can ban him. Because yeah, you're talking about convicted Nazi war criminals. So that's what I'm interested in seeing, is how he says a Kickstarter project calling convicted Nazi war criminals heroes is not problematic. Because they're convicted. Like, that's literally a part of history. So here's the other thing that gets me, right? These little nerds that like their Nazi shit, they always say that it's in the name of history, right? Like, don't erase history, don't erase history. Scale modeling is all about history. Like, I get that. That's why Napoleonics are popular. That's why all that's popular. That's also why most kits that have to do with World War II give you the Nazi symbols on decals and not like the actual models, because some people don't want to do that, right? But well, really, at the end of the day, the argument ends at the fact that Scale 75 had as a monetary reward Nazi medals, right? Like war medals. Like, that, at the end of the day, is wrong. That should never be a thing. That is stupid. But that's where it was problematic. But these nerds that say it's all about history and that people that get mad don't know history, you are literally ignoring history when you do not acknowledge the fact that these people were convicted Nazi war criminals. Two of those pilots were, right? Like, it's not people ignoring, it's just you willfully wanting to be obstinate because you're a relic of the past. Like, people that have that viewpoint are dinosaurs. They are relics of the past. They bring nothing to society, and they shouldn't be, like, at all taken seriously, because they're acting like they know more than other people, but they're willfully ignoring fact. So that's what's funny. You don't call convicted war criminals heroes at the end of the day. So actually wait. This is exactly what Scale 7. So this is what it is, right? Scale 75's next Kickstarter is the heroic freedom fighters of ISIS. Think about that, right? Heroic freedom fighters of ISIS. That's the same verbiage Scale 75 used for Nazi war criminal pilots. Okay? Think about that. Same idea. It's just like, it's so funny that people are like, my history. Yeah, we're literally erasing your history with your little models. Like, are you kidding? You really think that's what's happening, you morons? But it's fine. It's fine. Those people literally do not matter. They don't affect your life. They don't affect my life. But, you know, if you want to make an argument, like, if these people don't affect your life, then why do you care? At the end of the day, it's that no one should be monetarily rewarded for profiting off of atrocities through history, right? Like, the way that they were. Obviously, we're going to have World War II video games. Obviously, we're going to have World War II miniature games. We're going to have movies, right? And people are going to make money. But that's different than doing... Now, remember, this is also a Kickstarter project that Scale 75... This is the So this is the second Kickstarter project they've done in this series of Nazi stuff. So they did one last year that had to do with a U-boat, and it also had a little medal, right? But it wasn't prominently displayed. They weren't called heroes and stuff, right? Like, they weren't called the best pilots of all time, even taking down B-52s or whatever. Like, the verbiage was so much different, okay? This is a company that repeatedly skirts the line when it comes to anything to do with Nazis. They constantly are pushing it too far all the time. And now they finally are like, oh, maybe, okay, we gotta take this down. So remember, this isn't like their first mistake. They've done this multiple times. They never really apologize. They continue to sell the same dumb shit on their website. And that's all it is. But, you know, the more people realize that Scale 75 just like has no moral compass, the easier it is. But yeah, so all these people that are like saying that whatever spin you want to put on it, depending on how you talk about it. I've seen people in the comments too being like, oh, liberals, like, oh, right. Because conservative people didn't die in World War II, right? It was nothing, okay, yeah, whatever. But, you know, whatever your response you think it may be, this is something they've done multiple times. And then, yeah, don't forget, they also made the cute little Nazi doctor, the little female chibi miniature. Which, by the way, it's for Smog Riders. They made it for their own little shitty game that nobody plays. But here's what's funny, right? If you read the description of Smog Riders, the product line on their website, it says that it's a game set in a Steam-powered universe. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but were there Nazis were there Nazi doctors during Steam era? Was that World War II? Were we using steam power in World War II? I mean, surely there may be some steam trains, but I think that's an entirely different time period. So why were they doing that? It's just, you know, lots of red flags. Lots of red flags. Also, the other thing that I thought was really kind of cute that Scale 75 did in their apology that they posted online today. I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but did you see that they tried to play the victim card? They said that they received threats and insults, and they said that they hope that people reciprocate by taking down the insults. Wow, steampunk when goth founds... Okay, first of all, JV, that is literally the best thing I've ever read. That is killer. But yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that. That was actually the first thing I picked up on in their apology, was that they were like, we hope that people are nice to us now that we took the campaign down, and would you please take down the things that you've said about us? Also, we're victims. Like, cool. You guys really are not good at PR, huh? All right, so I think that is it in terms of all those goodies. There is a knife on that hip, and there's a little pew-pew pistol on that hip. I don't really like the backpack, but from a distance, the backpack is totally going to be serviceable. Actually, I think the backpack looks okay from a distance. Wow. Once we're not hyper zoomed in on it. But yeah, all right. So I'm pleased with the work that we got done today. I mean, not a ton of work. I mean, well, I guess we did quite a bit, but I just wanted to do a test model of the paint scheme to see if I would like it. Look at the back side of the gun. There's no paint. Guys, do I even paint the bottom side? Do I ever care enough to paint it? I mean, I'll probably throw a little bit of paint, but... I'm relatively pleased. Again, the hollow visor deal, very happy with. Love the glow we got going on there. I think this whole thing is looking sick. Again, this color scheme was inspired by a real crazy, like, fungus mushroom. But since painting it, I really do feel like this is a Neapolitan ice cream sundae with pistachio. Am I wrong on that vibe? Neapolitan ice cream with pistachio? It's delicious. And you can trust me because I'm a fat guy. So, but anyway, I believe that's it. That'll be it for me for this week. I'll be out of here. Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter's here late, dude. All right, well, you can check it out again, Peter. But again, so I will be gone tomorrow for a funeral this weekend. I mean, I won't be back till Saturday anyway. This weekend I'm going to be working. And then hopefully Monday I have lots of cool stuff for you. But either way, I will catch you guys later. Adios. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope everything goes your way. I hope you find $20 in your pocket. I hope you wake up to a full tank of gas mysteriously. I hope you buy a lottery ticket, and on the way out of buying that lottery ticket, somebody says, "Hey man, I like your shirt." And you go, "Wow." And then you end up winning that lottery ticket. I hope that whatever you have for dinner is the exact food you want. And you get a big old fart at the end of all that. So, that's it. I will catch you guys later. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later.